Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. This could be a 10x stock or more, or it could be a $0 stock. But it looks promising, and a technology that will change the world for the better. Let's get into it. So what is a disruption? A current CT scanner might cost $1 to $2 million. Though this company believes they can build them for $10,000, and then they're going to give them away for free. What's the catch? The client then has to pay $14 every time they use the scanner on a patient. So not only are they disrupting the sector with a new lightweight, better machine, which I'll get to in a moment, they're disrupting with a new X-ray as a service business model. So I'll now play a video off their website. I'm sure they won't mind it, as I'm just spreading the word. And then we'll get into some financials. And this video is actually a really good watch, so enjoy.
2/3 of the world's population has no access at all to medical imaging such as CT and MRI scans. The remaining 1/3 needs to wait weeks and months for a scan appointment and for test results. Imaging devices are simply too expensive and cannot be deployed in mass. Millions of lives could be saved by early detection if medical imaging was more available to everyone rather than being the privilege of the few. NANO-X has a vision to change this reality. Years of dedicated development by Japanese and Israeli scientists have achieved a novel X-ray source and device that bring hope by being more affordable by orders of magnitude than the conventional X-ray technology used today. To understand the NANO-X breakthrough, we must first understand how X-ray works. X-rays are produced in a large vacuum tube using technology that hasn't changed since it was first discovered over 100 years ago. It relies on heating a metal filament to 2000 degrees Celsius. The heat then causes the filament to emit electrons that are accelerated toward an anode across from it, producing the X-rays upon collision. This process heats the anode to such a high degree that it must rotate to distribute the heat across its surface to prevent its meltdown. NANO-X's novel X-ray source technology eliminates the need for extreme heat in this process. Instead of heating just one filament to produce electrons, NANO-X has developed a silicon chip that distributes the task across 100 million nanocones, digitally controlled. Electrons pulsating from each cone hit a different spot on the anode, which also keeps the anode cool without the need to rotate it. The exceptionally small size and low cost of the NANO-X X-ray source enables us to construct medical imaging systems using multiple stationary tubes and no moving or rotating parts, thus achieving significant reduction in system size and cost. In addition, the scanned images can be uploaded to the NANO-X cloud for diagnostics by a global network of radiologists, aided by medical AI analysis. NANO-X introduces its 1-1-1 vision by deploying enough systems globally so that each person on the planet has access to at least one medical imaging scan every year. By this, we hope to help eradicate diseases such as cancer by making early detection preventive healthcare accessible to all people, regardless of economic capability. NANO-X.
It's a Sony. Quick fact, the underlying technology here was actually developed by Sony and then sold off to NNOX, who has since been working on the technology for 8 years. And after being sold, many of the employees from Sony transitioned to work for NNOX. And what's more, Foxconn, who makes the iPhone in Taiwan, is contracted to make these CT scanning machines, and they are also invested in the company. Okay, let's delve into some figures given by the company. So NNOX gives a machine away for free, and they receive $14 for every scan, and within the contract it must be used a minimum of 241 times per month. So let's do the math. 14 times 241 is 3,374, times that by 12 months, 40,000 a year and a bit more, and they're aiming for 15,000 devices by 2024 and 1,000 by next year. So going on the 2024 figures, 15,000 times 40,000, it's about 600 million a year in revenue. So for a possible revenue in 2024 of 600 million, you could buy the company today for $1.63 billion. So that's a price to sales ratio of around 2.5. So let's compare this to some other companies and their price to sales ratio, and then maybe work out how much the company might be worth if they were to achieve that $600 million a year in revenue. Okay, so I gathered some companies here and the price to sales ratio according to finviz.com, and we'd suspect in 2024 this company would be sort of grown, sort of still a bit of growth there, so possibly more like Apple and Amazon. So let's go with the price to sales ratio of 5. So with the price to sales ratio of 5, 600 million sales is 3 billion, and 500 million sales, say they don't meet the targets, 2.5 billion. With a current market cap of 1.63 billion, it could be double or just a bit under. A bit lower than I was expecting, but also must remember that there's more upside than the 15,000 machines by 2024. So you might want to remember that they estimate these machines to cost $10,000 each. Say they cost $20,000 each. That means within 6 months, these machines will have paid themselves off, and they should have a lot of cash flow available that could be paid out through a dividend or invested somewhere else to make more money. So perhaps a PE or a dividend ratio would be more appropriate for this company to work out their future value and market cap. Though hopefully with all the information here, you can come up with your own conclusion on what might happen. So my conclusion is, it's not something like a Tesla or an iPhone where everyone needs a phone and a car. It's a much smaller market, so there's probably more limited growth there. Though this could be promising, possibly it goes to 8 to 10 billion, meaning you might 5 times your money, possibly less, possibly somewhere in between. Though who really knows? The answer is nobody knows. Though just think of me as a little bird in a tree. Invest in Nano-X. And like and subscribe below, and I'll keep the ideas coming. And if you didn't already know, on this channel I'm looking for 10 bagger stocks, companies that are small, that are growing into large companies due to a growing industry or just being a leader in their industry. So once again, comment below any stocks you like and why you think they're 10 baggers, and I'll see you next time.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?